Now, would you get into a driverless car? Some interesting data from Chinese smart car maker XPeng. It's found that motorists in Europe are far more hesitant than those in China, to let go of the wheel, despite AI playing a bigger role in everyday life than many of us realize. Only 13% of Europeans would get into a car without a driver at the wheel, compared with 70% in China. Over 50% of European drivers feel comfortable with AI features in their cars, such as adaptive cruise control and traffic sign recognition. 90% of Chinese motorists trust those applications. But some European countries are more open to the new tech than others. Spanish people more than twice as likely as the Brits to trust those innovations. Juliet Mann asked XPeng co-president Brian Gu how a car company grows in a time of tough tech competition and tariffs.
There's no quick fix or shortcuts around it. It is something that you have to address if you want to develop a global business. Yes, there's a tariff environment in Europe that we have to deal with, but we're adopting strategies to quickly change our product mix, our partnership model, our localization strategies in order to react to that. So that's something we have to do as a company.
So you're a technology as much as you are a car maker. I think 40% of your staff are in R&D, which is quite unusual when it comes to an automaker. Is that what gives you the edge? Is that the direction you think that other car makers are going to go in?
It's our DNA. It's when we are started, we have a vision that we are tech-focused, we are R&D-focused companies. We have consistently deployed more R&D resources than pretty much every other competitor we have in China as well as globally, by percentage-wise. We also have been very, very persistent in investing into the future tech. Even when we were small companies, we have developed an autonomous driving effort that requires a lot of investment and a lot of talent and focuses, which at that time people would always say, why don't you focus on cost and electrification? Why you spend so much money on software? Because we always believed the model that intelligence is going to be the ultimate differentiation, not just simple energy transition, not just by controlling a low-cost solution to compete.
So let's talk a little bit more about autonomous driving, because every car firm is racing towards that true self-driving model. How close are we really to systems that can safely operate across different countries, road rules, and driving cultures?
Well, I think there are obviously different levels of autonomous driving categories. For example, in China, our current cars on the street already have a very advanced driving technology, but still it's called level 2+. And that technology currently is not available in Europe yet. We are working with European regulators, so hopefully by next year there will be the advancement in regulation, so the DCAS 3.0, which is the United Nations standard, can be used in Europe, allowing such technology to be used here.
Is it about the technology, though, or is it about what consumers want, what they're open to trying?
Well, I think our experience, because China went through the exact same thing. 5 years ago, people said, we don't need that, we just need an affordable, nice-looking EV. But when we start to introduce the technology, after 5 years after we showcase technology in highway and later on urban roads and then on busy small back streets, now people, more than 50% of drivers are using that every day. So that means that the penetration, it become almost like the majority of the time they rely on the machine, on the autonomous driving, rather than themselves. I think the same thing will happen. Maybe it'll take a slightly different adoption curve.
There is so much discussion right now about physical AI, that intelligence that doesn't just compute but interacts with the real world. How is XPeng thinking about that shift?
Well, we're very excited about it. We think this is exactly what we have been focused on. It's because the advancement in AI has allowed we get to this point that physical has become potentially a reality. AI in the last 15 years has seen significant changes. You have to change things, you have to impact things. That has to be done physically. So the physical AI is, I would say, the next frontier, but it also has probably the biggest, widest application in our daily lives.
Is that why you're investing in humanoid robots?
And that's why we think, because of potential and because we are now at the cusp of physical AI, that's where we think is the biggest opportunity. And we are now using it for autonomous driving vehicles as well as for humanoid robots and flying cars. So that flying wheel we developed for automobile, for autonomy, is now can be applied to other physical modalities.